What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe to Die Trying. You see the thumbnail. Um, this is why dating for looks goes wrong. The thumbnail is an ugly duckling for people who don't know what that is. That's a children's book about, you know, the ducks thought the duck was ugly. The duck wound up growing up to be a swan and being the most attractive out of the bunch. So what happens is when you're dating for looks, this is the same thing that happens. You're dating for looks, and the person that's fine right now is the person that everybody's looking at. The person that's ugly right now is the person everybody's like, you know, it starts out when you're young. And, it starts out, in high school, because that's when people really start actually dating like that. And there are people in high school who haven't hit their growth spurt yet. They're not growing into their adult body yet. They still might have a child's body. So it's like, but this other person might have hit puberty first, right? So they grew at an earlier age or rate. So now they are what you call they're hot. That's who everybody wants to be with. They look like a grown man or a grown woman, right? So that's great. So that's who you want to be with because it makes you look a certain way because you with them and they fine and you feel like you fine. I don't think you fine though, but that's just my personal opinion. It's just ego fine. And then what happens? You get older and the fine person falls off and there's a new fine person. And now you want to date the new fine person because it's day season now, right? And then so on and so forth. And this happens in your 20s. You get to college, and you start as a freshman in high school, and by senior, the best looking boys and girls are not the best as freshmen aren't the best looking boys and girls normally as seniors. Then you get to college, and it's the same thing. And then you get to the adult world, and then you got people out on their own. And as college is different because you broke college students. That's the first time you're an adult for real. And now you realize all the flyness that you had when you were younger in high school came out your parents' pocket. Now it got to come out yours. Now you ain't so fly. And then when you become an adult and then you start going into adult life, you start seeing, okay, who, this person has helped them put themselves together. And some people are young and free and everybody, and then people become the finest that they've ever been. Like they're at their peak of their physical look per se. So not everybody's in their 20s and they're in their best shape of their life and they got a young body so they don't look too crazy. So everybody feels like, I'm fine. And then 30 hits. And everybody who's fine at 21 ain't fine at 30. Some of the people who wasn't fine at 21, they fine in the mug at 30. And now you're like, man, I should have talked to them. The people that you felt like were awkward and weren't confident, but you could see that they were somewhat attractive. You'd be like, well, if they clean themselves up, they'd be killing them. Then they clean themselves up, and now they killing them. And now you just like, I got this one over here, but this one is that's an old model. That's their best years was there was a 2017 edition. It was popping in, it's popping in, but 2022, I don't know. It kind of used, kind of beat up, too many miles on it. Like, I ain't really changed the oil on this mug but 3 times, and that's why the engine is messed up. People grow up, people have babies. Some people are skinny and they have babies and they get thick, and you like, yes. And then some people are skinny and then they start hitting the weights and then they swole and you like, hey, big head. But see, you've been dating for looks all this time and it goes wrong because now you hit your 30s and there's new fine people who wasn't fine in their 20s. And you got people transforming their bodies, right? And then you got people, then you go up to your 40s and now this is where it gets crazy. You've been dating for looks and now you see people in their mid 30s to almost 50, right? And they're looking better than people in their 20s. And now you got to make a judgment call. Like, I've been dating for looks. And I've been overlooking a person like this. And now, I done let myself go. I'm just rubbing my stomach, oh God, and you dating for looks and you think the experience is going to be great. It's going to be the best sex you ever had. But you had energy when you was 25. Now that you're 35, you got a good, strong 17 pumps in you. Like you got maybe, one good R&B song worth of, and the song go off, you done. You don't have the energy like you used to, right? So you was dating for looks, and now the looks faded, and now you seeing other people age like fine wine. Like you see the people who were working out and taking care of themselves and drinking water, they looking better and better and better as they age. You see, you've been drinking Hennessy, and eating fast food every day. And now you look 176 and you're only 32. But you want somebody that looks better than you because it's like, hey man, maybe you could get me together. And they're like, man, maybe you need to get out of my face, because you was looking for looks. Remember, you looked over me. Now I'm looking over you. And this is where dating for looks goes wrong, because you're dating for looks at the present instead of dating for looks in the future. You're not looking at you're looking at how people are right now as opposed to how they're going to age and how they live. If you get a person towards how they age and how they live, that's why people used to say they wanted to meet people's family, because they wanted to see how these people age if they take care of themselves and how they age if they don't. That part of the game is missing. Ashy Knuckle side of the game is in the building. You see it. I was at the gym working out this morning. Like, share, subscribe, and die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace.